This presentation, Discovery Alone is Not Enough, is part of the series, What's That All About? We will look at the question of whether or not discovery is sufficient. First, what if discovery is merely the beginning? Humanity has entered an extraordinary age. We can measure the age of stars, the structure of DNA, the behavior of particles, the expansion of the universe, and the math that governs it. Science has dramatically expanded human observation. Is our understanding of the universe the result of merely scientific discovery? Where does that put us in terms of our own understanding? As an analogy, a map may show us where things are, but not necessarily why they matter. The search for truth becomes incomplete if we examine solely the mechanisms that we observe, but don't consider their significance. A deeper question arises. Can discovery alone explain the cosmos and what is in it? We can now measure the architecture of the cosmos. Humanity now has tools of astonishing precision. Telescopes peer across billions of light years. Microscopes reveal molecular machinery within cells. Equations describe gravity, electromagnetism, and atomic behavior known as quantum behavior. Through science, we can observe the cosmos, the microcosm, the code of life, the subatomic world, planetary systems, and the mathematical language that describes reality. The universe appears ordered, structured, and to us intelligible. Scientific discovery now reveals patterns, relationships, and consistency. But discovery itself does not automatically answer the question of what this means. Observation gathers the data, but it is interpretation that must answer what the data signifies. Does the distinction matter? Reality can be understood. One of the deepest questions is not merely if the universe is reality, but can it be seen and understood? Some facts to consider. 1. Mathematics maps what is there. 2. Laws repeat consistently. 3. Constants remain stable. 4. Patterns persist across scales. And 5. Consciousness is able to recognize truths. The human mind can grasp realities far beyond immediate human survival. Science reveals extraordinary consistency and coherence. This naturally invites deeper questions. Why is that? Is reality intelligible? Not merely how does reality behave or function, but rather why does order possess such characteristics? Same evidence, different viewpoints. Let's take a look at viewpoints A and B using the same evidence. We observe one universe. Our interpretations shape what it means. We consider the beauty of galaxies, the complexity of life, the order of nature, the language of mathematics, the depth of consciousness. From a scientific point of view, I'll call A, we can focus on a materialistic viewpoint. We can look at 1, chemical properties, 2, physical attributes, 3, mechanical components. Interpretations will, however, focus on different things. They will focus on matter and energy, order from natural processes, meaning from human intervention, and purpose that becomes subjective interpretation. Conclusions consider change, random mutation, but not consciousness as the byproduct of matter. For many, the universe is indifferent. From a theistic point of view, which I would call B, one can focus on a more meaningful point of view. 1, reality grounded in a rational creator. 2, order reflecting design. 3, meaning woven into that reality. And 4, purpose that then becomes an objective interpretation. Interpretations will focus on order and fine-tuning, information and intelligent design, a universe that has purpose and direction, and consciousness as a reflection of mind and spirit. Some ideas to consider are as such: that the universe is meaningful, not invented, revealed, and shared, but of course interpretations can differ. One's interpretation shapes one's worldview. Questions that arise: will observations increase or decrease the plausibility of different interpretations? And does evidence require a verdict? Mechanism and meaning. Knowing how is not the same as knowing why. Mechanism, which is science, describes how things work. Meaning, on the other hand, reveals why things matter. But that does not fully explain emotion, beauty, harmony, and connection. We can map neurons and chemical signals, yet still ask why love, compassion, and purpose exist in life. Biology describes the DNA code of life, but life is not simply DNA information. It has important value. Physics, on the other hand, explains gravity, matter, space, and time, yet it inspires us with wonder, awe, meaning, and our place in reality. To understand how something works is important, but to understand why touches the deeper question of significance. So, is significance inseparable from the human search for truth? Your worldview matters. We all look at the same world, but through different lenses. As we've discussed, different worldviews lead to different interpretations. Worldviews can be broadly grouped into 5 categories. 1, materialism, sees chance, accident, and random process. 2, naturalism, sees processes, evolution, and environment. 3, theism, sees purpose, design, and meaning. In other words, intentional. 4, nihilism, sees meaning simply as an illusion or human invention. And number 5, spiritualism, sees consciousness, energy, and inner awakening. Worldview shapes how we understand truth, meaning, morality, purpose, and future hope. This discussion is not about rejecting science. It is about asking whether science alone is sufficient to address reality. Truth matters, questions matter, and your worldview will shape the answers you find. The Christian worldview. For an example, let's look at the Christian worldview. Here, the universe is grounded in meaning. It proposes that reality is not meaningless nor chaotic, but ordered creation, intentionally designed and purposely sustained. This worldview reflects a creator establishing 1. Order, 2. Reason, 3. Moral structure, 4. Purpose, and 5. Personal meaning. It affirms that creation is not chance, that the mind of the Creator is demonstrated, that the universe is fine-tuned and calibrated reality, that human dignity is the bearer of image and value, and that there is hope and ultimate redemption. This does not mean physics proves theology. Questions arise that deserve thoughtful examination, not blind belief. Not blind dismissal, but honest inquiry. Do the discoveries of science align more naturally with some interpretations than others? And does an intelligible universe suggest anything about the nature of reality itself? Humanity's question: the importance of truth. Humanity not only seeks to discover and to know, but also to understand why it matters. If truth does not matter, then meaning becomes just preference. If truth does matter, then how we interpret reality becomes profoundly important. Humans do not merely seek survival. We seek love. We seek justice, purpose, beauty, and truth. That longing itself is remarkable. Perhaps our greatest discoveries are not merely scientific, but existential, in that we recognize that humanity's questions shape us. So then questions arise. Why is there something? Why is the universe understandable? Why do we have a sense of right and wrong? Where did we come from and where are we going? Science describes why, whereas our search for meaning may be evidence of something deeper within, not a weakness of human thought. Our questions reveal who we are. Our answers shape our lives. Our pursuit of truth defines our future. Perhaps the real question to consider is, what might reality be trying to actually tell us? The need for mechanism and meaning. Humanity has become extraordinarily skilled at measuring reality, but measurement alone doesn't answer whether or not our existence matters. We have a need for both mechanism and meaning. Why understand the mechanism? Does meaning matter? Why does truth matter? As mentioned before, mechanism explains how things work. Meaning explains why things matter. So here's what we can say about mechanism. It can reveal the processes behind reality, discover patterns, laws, and causes, build technology, and solve problems. Also give us control, prediction, and progress. On the other hand, meaning can provide purpose and direction, builds identity and relationships, as well as values, guides choices and shapes character, offers hope, meaning, and legacy. So both of these are essential. Mechanism gives us knowledge and power. Meaning gives us purpose and value. Both are essential, and truth is fuller together with them. So the question is no longer just, what does reality do? Instead, the question becomes, what might reality be revealing? So in essence, what we are realizing is that discovery alone is not enough.